Hello, welcome back to GoChem Online. Today I will show you how to create a data table using Google Spreadsheets. And the sample data table that I have right here is specifically for the flame test lab that you guys are doing at the end of the week this week. First things first, go to your Google Docs page, click on Create New and Spreadsheet. Once you've created your spreadsheet, click at the top, go ahead and name your spreadsheet whatever name that you want. And this is the name that I've designated for this sample. As you could see on the top row, I've created labels for each one of the columns. And it's best if you go ahead and label the columns over here on row number 1, as it helps identify the data set. Okay, and I filled in some information along the second row as an example. Now let's take a look at these next 3 columns right here. These are the most important parts of the data table calculations. Let's say you've determined that the sodium ion produced a wavelength of light that's around 610 nanometers. Now we want to convert these units, nanometers, into meters, and we know that nano is 10 to the minus 9. The way Google Spreadsheets identifies terms or numbers with exponents of 10, or maybe in scientific notation, is to go ahead and type in this little e. And so let's say it's 610 nanometers, then this is times 10 to the minus 9. And we click enter, and it goes ahead and automatically populates it in scientific notation for us. If it doesn't do that, click over here under more formats and then click scientific notation. If you want to convert this back to a regular number, you can go ahead and click on normal, and it'll convert that number back to whatever it was before. Again, let's keep it at scientific notation to make it easier. All right. Now, since we want to calculate the frequency, and that is the speed of light divided by the wavelength, let's go ahead and type in the equal sign first. And what the equal sign does is it creates an equation on that cell. And since this calculation is 3.00, okay, times 10 to the 8 meters divided by, and notice that the forward slash is the divided sign. And I'll click on D2, which is this cell right here, and then close the parentheses right here. And what that means is it's 3.00 times 10 to the 8 divided by whatever is in cell D2. And we press enter, and it automatically does the calculation for us. Pretty neat. Now let's move on to the last column. Let's say that the energy equation, well, we know the energy equation is E is equal to h nu, which is E is equal to Planck's constant times the frequency. So let's press the equal sign again, create another equation. Let me go ahead and put the parentheses sign, and it's Planck's constant, which is 6.626 times 10 to the negative 34. Now we have to multiply. So the function for multiplication in Google Spreadsheets is the asterisk sign. That means times. And since we've already got our frequency over here, just click on cell E2, close the equation and press enter, and it automatically will do the calculation for us. And it just so happens it's in scientific notation. Now, here's the most powerful part about the spreadsheet program. Let's fill in the information with different wavelengths. All right, so now that we've filled in the column with different wavelengths, let's go ahead and do our calculations. Notice what we're going to do is click on the first cell with the equation for calculating the frequency. And if we take a look at the lower right hand corner, notice that our cursor becomes a set of crosshairs like this. What that allows you to do is to go ahead and use the same equation, but now we're going to click and drag this all the way down to as many cells as we have data on the left hand column, and it'll automatically calculate the frequency for every single one of those wavelengths. And just to check, you can double click on this and you can see that the equation says 3.00 times 10 to the 8 divided by whatever is in D3. Now, let's do that again. To calculate for the energy for all these other cells that we have, let's just click and drag right here on the lower right hand corner. And now that column populates with all of those calculations. And really what you've done is utilize the power of a spreadsheet program like Google Spreadsheets to be able to do multiple calculations in a very short amount of time. And that's it. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to send me an email at my email address, mrginex@gmail.com.